y'all, it's Allie with the Spiegel Mom Scraps design team, and today I am working with watercolors and shakers again. That's our theme for this month. So I start out with this Paper House Productions paper, and it's just gorgeous. It's from their color wash collection, and honestly I thought I don't even need to watercolor because this looks so beautiful, but I thought it would be really fun to kind of try to mimic the colors and bring them down into my own watercolor painting. So that's what I'm starting out with. I'm getting my paper fairly wet and then adding a lot of color. And I really liked the idea of like the pattern paper looking like it was maybe dripping down. So I'm just going to create some drips, and I kind of like try to train the water and the color where to go so that it only ends up where I want it. Because the really fun thing about watercolors is if you put water on your paper first, the color is going to really stick to wherever you've laid down your water. So it's not really going to go anywhere else unless you tell it to. So as unpredictable as watercolors can be, that is one predictable thing about them. And so that's super fun. So right now I'm just really trying to get the right shades of greens and blues because I really wanted this to match. I don't know. I got this in my head that I wanted it to look very similar to this patterned paper. But what ends up happening is I don't love the colors. I don't love the outcome. I don't know. Does that ever happen to you guys where you get something in your head that you really want to do and you work really hard at it and then the end result's just not exactly what you expected? So this almost ended up in the trash can. I almost scrapped it completely and started over. But I thought, no, I'll give it one more chance. And I end up putting all of this color down, letting it drip down, hating the drips, and feeling like it was just too harsh in comparison to this like very ethereal looking watercolor pattern paper from the color wash collection. So off camera, I take my magic eraser, like the ones you use for cleaning, and just wet it slightly and swipe through my watercolors, and I actually end up loving it. So I thought I needed this dripping effect, but what turned out to be even better than that was just kind of a watercolor smushed effect. So I left this process in of how I did the watercolors, but because I was just going to throw it in the trash, I didn't video me using the magic eraser, which I'm really sorry about, but maybe another time I will make a video on that. But it really is as easy as swiping through your watercolors with a slightly dampened magic eraser. Who knew Mr. Clean could be an artist too, right? So I think the lesson to be learned here is not to give up on a project just because it doesn't turn out how you thought it would. It could actually end up better. So spend a lot of time color matching, and I get those really harsh lines. But as you'll see in a second, I can really make those lines less intense with the magic eraser. So yeah, I really like how the magic eraser fixed this situation. So here I'm going to add a pattern paper from Bella Boulevard, and I'm going to make a tag. I've been on this tag kick lately. I just love doing it. And I just make them really quick and simple, kind of fold it over and then snip off the corners. For this one, I felt like the middle was just a little bit up too high, so I'm just going to trim off one little piece and then use my hole punch to make a hole, and then I have the We Are Memory Keepers punch that makes the little hole reinforcer, which is really fun to make your own little tags. So I just use the opposite side of that pattern paper because I know it's going to work and complement it. But I thought that these colors in this tag really go well with the colors in the watercolor. So now I'm going to make my shaker pocket. So going with the theme, watercolors and shakers this month, which are two of my absolute most favorite things in scrapbooking, I'm going to make a shaker that goes along the entire border of that pattern paper. So I start with my page protector, and I've just dumped in my sequins. And I'm using Nature Walk, and it's perfect for this layout. So this is super easy. I'm just going to line up my sequins, line up my ruler, do a quick once over with my fuse tool, and then boom, it's pretty much done. So once I cut this out, I can add it to my layout, and it was super easy to create a shaker. So to add some dimension to this layout, I have popped up my patterned paper on foam, and I'm going to put that directly over where I've watercolored. And then I'm going to add my sequin shaker and another strip of patterned paper from the same collection. So I am now going to add some twine to my tag. And I've also added just a little bit of the same dark blue on the B side of that patterned paper underneath my photo for layering. And then I'm going to add in my title. So my pictures of my son at a petting zoo, and he's chasing a duck. So I thought a funny title would be What the Duck. So I start with the Bella Boulevard Wonky Alphas, and I have it on my protector for my cutting mat, like I usually do. And I start laying that out, and I end up not loving the, so I use some of the tiny little alphas from the Me and My Big Ideas. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I do end up adding some more foam tape to the back of my photo right there, and then some washi and a couple little embellishments. But overall, this was a super quick and easy layout. Doing watercolors and making shaker pockets doesn't have to be a super long process. And I love the outcome. So thanks, guys, for watching. Y'all have a great day. And as always, save 15% in the Spiegel Mom Scrap Store with the code AllieG15.